Yo, what up, though, fellas? Back at it again with another video. You know, we improving every day. Hemotional hypervigilance. Not emotional, hemotional hypervigilance. Now, shout out to the Book of Rona for actually putting me hip to this term. I don't know if he created the term. I don't know if he got the term from some other man, some other person, but shout out to him for putting me hip to the term. Soon as I heard it, I really liked it. It was in the middle of me doing a live stream where we were talking about a dude who followed the alpha male tactic list and ended up in divorce court. Long story, good live. It's over on the Patreon now. But to dig into this topic of hemotional hypervigilance, first, let's get into the definition of hypervigilance. So according to healthline.com, hypervigilance is a state of increased alertness. If you're in a state of hypervigilance, you're extremely sensitive to your surroundings. It can make you feel like you're alert to any hidden dangers, whether from people or the environment. Often, though, these dangers are not real. Now, hypervigilance can be in the form of PTSD. It could be in the form of being hypervigilant to racism or whatever kind of isms that exist in this world. But today we're talking about hemotional hypervigilance, a man's hypervigilance to his woman and who's around his woman. Now, this trait of emotional hypervigilance, this is very common amongst insecure men around the world, right? Insecure men worldwide. Many of them practice emotional hypervigilance. You at a pool party with your woman, she got a nice body, she looking good. You looking around, looking for dudes, trying to see which dudes looking at her, trying to see which dudes you want to throw hands with. You at a restaurant, the waitress and your woman, you know, they exchange a little bit of banter for whatever reason, talking about the food. He asking if she wants something to drink, wants something extra with her plate, whatever. And you looking at him because he looking at her. And you thinking, you know, why he looking at my woman like that? Why they looking at each other like that? Why he keep coming over here? Why he keep bothering us just to talk to my woman? Hey, man. You might be emotionally hypervigilant out here. You all in your emotions. Because you all in your emotions, you getting hypervigilant about any man that comes within 10 feet of your woman. Because you insecure, you lack masculinity, you lack confidence, you have low self-esteem. You don't hold yourself to a high standard. You don't view yourself as having high worth. The list can go on and on and on. You don't think your woman views you as those things either. You feel like any man could come and swoop your woman off her feet at any waking moment. So you try to do all these things to come off big and bad and trying to ward off any potential predators or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You thinking that you having your eyes peeled like an animal hunting for some prey is going to scare some dudes away. You going to instill the fear of God in them and they ain't going to want to talk to your woman no more. When in reality, most guys can tell them hypervigilant dudes, them emotionally hypervigilant dudes, they tend to be weak as hell. They tend to be weak as hell. You know, there's a masculine way to address a man who you don't feel comfortable in a way where he's communicating with your woman. There's a masculine way to do it. But the emotionally hypervigilant way is the very emotionally sensitive way. You trying to fight, you trying to throw hands at any dude who just look at your woman. The clerk at the store say, hey man, how your day been going? You looking at him, or you say to him, man, our day been going well. We don't need you asking all them questions. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't need to be asking all them questions. Our day going well, bro. A dude in Foot Locker, y'all in the mall, y'all walking Foot Locker or whatever kind of shoe store. A male staff member tells your woman she might have on some nice shoes or something. Hey, you got on some nice shoes. What kind of shoes are those? I bought them, man. Why you worried about what kind of shoes they are? I bought them. That's all you got to know, fam. Bag your ass up, fam. Get back to work, nigga. You trying to be all this extraness. You trying to be all this extra, and it ain't even necessary, fam. This video gonna be short. This video gonna be sweet. Emotional hypervigilance. Keeping your eyes peeled for dudes trying to come swoop your woman off her feet like they Superman or something. because in your heart of hearts, you feel like she too good for you. You feel like you done bit off more than you can chew. So you think you got to put on this facade, put on this false vibrato, trying to ward off enemies, trying to ward off enemies from the grounds, keep the grounds clear, man the guns. There's no need to be hyper vigilant if you have a woman, you got a girlfriend, you got a wife, and she's yours. You know, y'all are committed to each other. There's no reason to be hyper vigilant, bro. If anything, that hyper vigilance is going to turn her off because they know when you doing it. They notice when you doing it every time. So don't try to pretend like is you trying to camouflage it and make it seem like, oh, you just being you. No, they could tell when you start acting goofy. When you start getting emotional, hyper vigilant, you start acting different. She ain't never seen you act that tough before. She ain't never seen you talk with that low of a pitch in your voice before. She ain't never seen you walk with proper posture in your life. You got your chest sticking out with a dude come around. She's saying this dude been hunchback since I met him. Like when he starts sticking his chest out, you know what I'm saying? Relax, man. Just relax. Just be a man. That's all you got to do. That's the topic for the day, man. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.